Viewers of Coronation Street are questioning if a new character on the ITV soap could be the mystery connection between two others. We know that somehow Jodie Ramsay is linked to Emmerdale favourite Graham Foster. He had her tied up in the back of his van during the crossover of both soaps, Corriedale. They knew who each other was before Jodie escaped, and they have not been seen together since. Graham has not mentioned Jodie, and she hasn't really mentioned him. But something that happened this week with a new character named Olivia sparked suspicions. Some comments to Jodie by Olivia hinted that it was only recently that they last saw one another. Olivia asked Jodie why she left, suggesting she abruptly disappeared. They seemed to know each other well, so it appears Jodie was looking after Olivia and her sister for quite some time, possibly as their nanny or babysitter. The teenager was baffled over Jodie disappearing, claiming Jodie had said she and her sister were the best kids she'd ever looked after. Jodie then made it clear to the teen that what she was telling her had to be a secret. She told Olivia not to tell her parents about her whereabouts or what had happened to her, as if it was a big mystery. That said, the parents had done nothing to find Jodie, so it has sparked suspicions with fans that Jodie was fleeing them when she crossed paths with Graham. It can't have been that long ago, surely, that Olivia last saw Jodie, as otherwise she wouldn't have been so keen to question her about what happened. So it's been hinted, not confirmed, that Jodie left the family around the time she was taken by Graham. Viewers now believe Jodie did something to the family, or maybe stole from them, and the parents hired Graham to get rid of Jodie. A fan said, Jodie probably stole from the girl's family, and the father hired Graham to find her. As drama continues to unfold in the Yorkshire Dales, the Mirror has launched its very own Emmerdale WhatsApp community, where you'll get all the latest breaking news, secrets, and spoilers delivered straight to your phone. Users must download, or already have WhatsApp on their phones to join in. All you have to do to join is click on this link, select Join Chat, and you're in. We may also send you stories from other titles across the Reach group. We will also treat our community members to special offers, promotions, and adverts from us and our partners. If you don't like our community, you can check out anytime you like. To leave our community, click on the name at the top of your screen and choose Exit Group. If you're curious, you can read our privacy notice. And that's why Graham had her tied up in the back of the van. That little girl tonight, I think she was a nanny, and she was stealing the family from the mother, and the mother had her removed. Now she's honing in on Shona. Just a theory. A third fan commented. Graham was transporting Jodie for someone. He rang someone and told them he wanted out of the contract. A further comment said, she must have fled the family she was looking after the two girls in Locket, but wonder where Graham comes in. Maybe he was a private investigator for the girl's father. When viewers last saw Jodie during the Corriedale crossover, she was bound and terrified in the back of Graham Foster's van. The tension was thick. The questions were endless. Why did Graham have her? Who ordered it? And what exactly had Jodie done? The two clearly knew each other. Their exchange wasn't that of strangers. There was history there, something unsaid but understood. Then she escaped. And since then, silence. Graham never mentioned her again. Jodie never spoke about him. It was as though the whole ordeal had been quietly buried. Until now. Enter Olivia. Olivia's arrival in Weatherfield seemed harmless enough at first. Just another teenager with attitude and secrets. But when she crossed paths with Jodie this week, alarm bells rang immediately. Their interaction wasn't awkward like two distant acquaintances reconnecting. It was charged. Familiar. Olivia's first question cut straight to it. Why did you leave? Not where have you been for years? Not I thought you were dead. Just, why did you leave? That phrasing matters. It suggests recency. It suggests abandonment. It suggests unfinished business. The nanny theory. As their conversation unfolded, more clues slipped out. Olivia referenced how Jodie used to look after her and her sister. You said we were the best kids you'd ever looked after, she reminded her. Looked after. Not neighbor. Not family friend. Looked after. It strongly hinted that Jodie had worked for the family, possibly as a nanny or babysitter. And not briefly. Olivia spoke with the emotional weight of someone who'd formed a bond. Which raises the biggest question of all. Why would a trusted nanny disappear overnight without explanation? This has to be a secret. If things weren't suspicious enough, Jodie then did something that sealed fan speculation. She told Olivia to keep their encounter secret. Specifically, not to tell her parents. That's when viewers sat forward. Why the secrecy? Why the fear? Jodie didn't act like someone who had simply moved on to a new job. She acted like someone hiding. The parents who didn't look. Here's what's strange. Olivia didn't mention police searches. No missing persons posters. No frantic appeals. In fact, it doesn't seem as though her parents did much of anything to find Jodie. That detail has sent fans spiraling into theory mode. Because if a nanny vanished abruptly, most families would panic. Unless they knew exactly why she left. Connecting the timeline. Let's consider the timing. Olivia's confusion suggests she saw Jodie fairly recently. Not years ago. Not in childhood. Recently enough to still feel hurt and betrayed. And when did Jodie cross paths with Graham? During Currydale. Which implies that Jodie may have fled Olivia's family, right around the time Graham captured her. Coincidence? Soap fans don't believe in coincidence. The darker theory. Online, speculation has exploded. One popular theory suggests that Jodie may have stolen from the family. Money, jewelry, sensitive information. Something serious enough to warrant retaliation. If the father of the household wanted the matter handled quietly, without police involvement, who might he turn to? Graham Forster, a man known for operating in moral grey areas. A fixer, a problem solver. A fan theory circulating reads, Jodie probably stole from the girl's family, and the father hired Graham to find her. Another viewer suggested, Graham was transporting Jodie for someone. He rang someone and told them he wanted out of the contract. That line, out of the contract, echoes hauntingly. Because during Currydale, Graham did make a mysterious call. Was he working for Olivia's father? A family secret? But what if it's deeper than theft? Some fans believe Jodie wasn't just a nanny. What if she had grown too close to the family? Too close to one parent? Was there jealousy involved? An accusation? A betrayal? One chilling theory suggests the mother may have had Jodie removed from their lives. That would explain the parents' lack of concern, Jodie's insistence on secrecy, Graham's involvement. If Graham was hired as a private investigator, or worse, then his van wasn't random. It was a delivery. Jodie's next target? Another curious detail hasn't gone unnoticed. Jodie has recently taken an interest in Shona. Is she seeking comfort? Manipulation? Protection? One fan speculated. Now she's honing in on Shona. Just a theory. If Jodie is running from her past, aligning herself with trusted Weatherfield figures could be strategic. Or desperate. Graham's silence speaks volumes. Meanwhile, over in Emmerdale territory, Graham has stayed tight-lipped. No references. No slip-ups. No visible consequences. But silence in Soapland is rarely accidental. The writers didn't create that van scene for nothing. It was deliberate, which means the payoff could still be coming. Could Olivia be the missing link? Olivia may not know the full truth, but she could be the thread that unravels everything. Her insistence on answers. Her lingering hurt. Her innocence in all of this. If she presses too hard, or accidentally reveals Jodie's whereabouts to her parents, we could see Graham pulled back into the storyline. And if he was indeed hired, the person who signed that contract may not be finished yet.